Welcome to this lesson on services marketing with a practical approach. Today we will discuss the lesson on customer protection, and we will mainly discuss the Consumer Protection Act 1986. The Consumer Protection Act of India 1986 is to be discussed now. Now, on 15th March 1962, John F. Kennedy, former President of USA, spoke for the first time in the US Senate about consumer rights. He proposed 4 consumer rights, including right to safety, right to be informed, right to choose, and right to be heard. 15th March is celebrated every year as the World Consumer Rights Day. India has recognized 6 consumer rights which are envisaged in the Consumer Protection Act 1986. The rights of consumers in India are as follows. The right to be protected against the marketing of goods that are hazardous to life and property. The right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard and price of goods to protect the consumer against unfair trade practices. The right to be assured whenever possible access to variety of goods at competitive prices. The right to be heard and to be assured that the consumer's interest will receive the consideration at appropriate forums. The right to seek redress against unfair trade practices or unscrupulous exploitation of customers, and the right to consumer education. So, the scope of the Act was expanded in 2002. The definition of service as given in Consumer Protection Act under section 2(o) reads as service means service of any description which is made available to potential users who are willing to pay for the services and includes, but not limited to, the provision of facilities in connection with banking, financing, insurance, transport, processing, supply of electrical or other energy, board or lodging or both, housing construction, entertainment, amusement or purveying or news or other information, but does not include the rendering of any service free of charge or under a contract of personal service. So, free medical services are outside the purview of the Act. Services delivered by a maid are under contract of personal service. The householder can turn away the maid at any time. So, the householder is not purchasing the services of the maid who is an employee of the householder. Accordingly, the householder cannot complain about any deficiency in provision of services by the maid. However, the service delivered by a doctor to his patient is under a contract for personal service, and hence the patient can complain and seek redress for defective service delivered by a doctor to a patient. Canteen or transport services run by a firm exclusively for its employees are not for delivery to potential employees willing to pay for the service. Hence, such services are not under the purview of the Consumer Protection Act 1986. When employees of an organization decide to strike work, the organization must insert advertisement in leading newspapers that a strike is imminent, so that consumers of the organization are not taken by surprise and can prepare themselves beforehand. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps. Thank you very much.